Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I just had to get my Bible up and running. So, everybody has heard of this phrase called to turn on a dime. Yeah. So, let me just tell you what it means. To turn on a dime, what is a dime? A dime is the smallest denomination of coin that is there in the States. So, that's where the phrase came from. So, to turn on a dime would basically mean to be able to turn in a very small area, in a very small space. Now, this phrase came about from the racing community, the racing world. We had a lot of high performance cars and planes and bikes. So, the ability to change course quickly, you see. Now, if you're driving at 200 kilometers an hour down a track and a turn is coming, you can't take forever to turn. Either you're going to become part of the scenery or you turn in time. Yeah. So the problem is if you do not have the ability to turn quickly, you might as well go and drive on the country roads and the countrysides along with other folk. Let's just keep it at that. So that's how it comes from high performance, from skill. It means also something that has been tuned up, something that has been tweaked, something that has been put under a lot of process, to be able to perform like that, to be able to do something. It doesn't come immediately. You don't buy a vehicle out of the showroom and say, I'm going to go and race with it. No, it comes with a process. You take it to the garage, you work with the mechanic, you tell him, I want it to go fast. He say, okay, how fast? Number one. Number two, fast, but what kind of fast do you want? Do you want like quick, like from a standstill up to a point fast? Or do you want like overall high speed? So all these sort of things are big factors which come. That's why you see many types of race cars. Race cars aren't just regularly like, we come, no, lightning McQueen, wow, that's very nice. But then you have race cars which are rally cars, which are meant to go on the dirt tracks. Their setup is very different from what is meant to go on a racetrack, or from those cars which are meant to go on mud tracks. So each thing is different. So the ability to turn around on the smallest of coins implies that you can change direction very quickly. If you try and do something like that on a regular car, the car will topple. It'll turn over. You drive nicely at 100 kilometers an hour and you see a cow in front of you. You turn very quickly. What's going to happen? Your car's going to turn turtle. So to be able to do that, you need tweaks. You need performances. You need performance upgrades. You need things. Now, this also means that it's a very free vehicle. It's not cumbered down. It's not loaded up. Yeah. Even when you have truck racing, in case anybody didn't know, there are trucks which race also. Trucks which race are not carrying, 2 tons of sand on their back or stone. They are just like built to race. So they're not weighed down by that. Which also gives you the impression that you have to be nimble. You have to be quick. You have to be very fast. And the ability to be fast. Yeah. So let's look at Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. This is a sort of a base on what I would like to take. And it says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ had made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Do not be weighed down. Do not be entangled. Do not be slowed down. Do not be, conformed. Do not give in to popular opinion or popular thing. That's the impression. And that's what you take from Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. Yeah. It also means to be able to change our mindset. We are not entangled. We're not bound by religious dogmas or activities or thought processes or anything, but we are in the liberty of Christ. So what happens when you're in the liberty of Christ? You're able to change direction quickly. You're able to move quickly. Yeah. To help support this verse, you have John chapter 3, verse 8. John chapter 3, verse 8 is a very a nicely used scripture, but let's see what it can also mean. John chapter 3, verse 8 says, the wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof. Means you can hear the wind, right? But whence it came from, what's the source? You cannot tell. And where it goes, you have absolutely no idea. Especially when you're flying kites. Sometimes you'll be flying a kite and it'll go up and suddenly the kite falls flat on its face. What happened? The wind direction changed. So we're always like, hey, where's that wind? Then somebody finds the nice spot. Yeah. And then over there, everything is like peaceful, right? So, I've had lots of those. We used to fly a lot of kites in the mountains, and that was something that happened. So, but you see, whosoever is born of the Spirit is also like that. Yes? Now, this is the very, see, I'm born of the Spirit. I can do whatever I want. No. You have to be born of the Spirit means you have to be led of the Spirit. It is not an excuse for complacency. It's not an excuse for incompetence, lethargy, procrastination, laziness. No, I just didn't feel so. And I just felt, no. You have to be really led of the Spirit. You can't just say, I'll just take a rain check on that. No, see what's happening. No, there is a leading of the Spirit, which again implies the whole thing of having to be performance-based, tweaked and tuned. The upgradations are there, right? So one quick example of this, Acts chapter 16, I'll just read it out, about how we see a clear example of being able to turn on a dime. I'll just read it out. And a vision, they came to Mysia, this is Paul, and they were wanting to go into Bithynia, but the Spirit suffered them not. And then passing by, they came to Troas, and a vision appeared to Paul in the night. There came a man of Macedonia, prayed him, saying, come over into Macedonia and help us, which is far away from there. And you know what? After he had seen the vision, immediately, verse 10, we endeavored to go into Macedonia. One clear example of being able to turn on a dime. They came, the vision came, they were obedient to the call, they were obedient to the Spirit, and they changed on a dime. So we also should not be encumbered by our thoughts and everything, but be led of the Spirit. And that way we will be able to be good stewards. Thank you.